What's up, my brother? Welcome to a special Wednesday edition of Trust Me, Bro, day before Thanksgiving. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, my brother. How about yourself?
Awesome, man. Really good. Yeah, just getting ready for the big day. We've got three football games tomorrow, and then we have a Black Friday game on Friday at 2 p.m. Central, which will be the Chiefs and the Vegas Raiders. So that should be exciting, brother.
Yeah, yeah, that one should be going.
How'd you do overall for the past week of fantasy?
No bueno,
No
no
bueno.
bueno. Yeah, it was a bad week. I was fighting a lot of buys. We had 6 teams on buy.
Oh boy, yeah,
Scrapped together one team, and actually it came kind of close in that one with my spares off the waiver wire that aren't even our favorites. But
yeah.
and then in a couple others, just guys getting hurt. I had Robinson go down. Um, just a little tough week.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it happens, brother. It
yeah, most
happens.
leagues we still have another this week, and then some leagues we got one more week after that too. So
Yeah.
just got to
I
get positioned for playoffs. I think I'm in position in 3 of them.
good. Get three
Yeah,
out of four, you're gonna make the playoffs for sure, right?
yeah, I wouldn't say for sure. There's two for sure.
Yeah, good.
That third one, I feel real good about it. I'm in really
Good.
good position.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, let's see. So we've got two more weeks. So week 13's coming up, then we got week 14. And then in most leagues across America, the playoffs are going to be in weeks let's see, 15, 16. So actually, let's see.
15, 16,
Really?
17, right?
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right. So 15, 16, 17 for most leagues. So really, we got one more week. Well, let's see, 13 and 14. That's it.
two.
So 13, 14. Yeah. So wait, no, I'm sorry. What'd you say? 14, 15, 16?
Yeah,
Or
that's playoffs.
okay.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no, no, no. 15, 16, 17. A lot of
Okay.
them don't do that last week because
Yeah, that's right. Because we
yeah,
because we've got 18 weeks of football, don't we?
yep, yep.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. All right, so
Yeah.
yeah, so we got two more weeks in order to. So these are do or die weeks. So if you have a chance of making the playoffs, you've got to win. So you've got to do whatever you can do to win these games.
Right.
If that means, if somebody's not been producing, if that means grabbing somebody hot off the waiver wire and sitting somebody that you just don't feel great about, it's what you got to do. So this is it.
That's it. Make some good choices.
Yep, exactly. Make those smart choices, brother. And then also one thing, and I know we're doing this a little late. We normally do these on Monday night, so here we are on Wednesday. And so waivers have already ran last night. Who'd you get off waivers? Anybody?
No, no, I didn't put it in for anybody. I just didn't have any needs that could have been filled by anybody out there. So I'm rolling with what I got, brother. I
Yeah,
may I may do a pickup here or there. Like we'll talk about a few guys that I might take a shot at.
I picked up a few folks today. Let me tell you some moves I made this morning. So I like to get up kind of early on Wednesday mornings, at least sometime before 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. I mean,
Yep.
and see what I can do. But let's see. In one of my leagues, let's see what I did today. Let's see. So today's Wednesday. Yeah, nothing in that league. Let's see about this one. Did I do any moves in this one? I play in like a ton of leagues. Yeah, let's see. I no, nothing in that league either. All right. So yeah, I didn't make very many moves this morning. Let's see what I did here.
Yeah.
Okay, in one of my leagues, my neighborhood league, I did get up this morning. Or actually, you know what? I looks like I put a no. I did this in the afternoon. So what I did is I dropped I picked up McLaughlin, Chase
Yep.
McLaughlin, the kicker, and I dropped Siebert because Siebert for the Washington Commanders, Redskins, really. Anyway, he's on IR for the rest of the
Bert
season.
got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, Siebert's on IR the rest of the season, so I had to drop him. Picked up McLaughlin. I feel good about Chase. And then I also dropped Christian Watson and picked up Jameis Winston because my only quarterback in that league, brother, is is Tua, and Tua tends to have concussions and things like that.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
hard
think
to
I'm
handicap
I
it.
think I'm like 6-6 in that league, and so it's a 12-man league, real competitive because we got deep benches, and so like anybody who's like even decent is already picked up, and so
Yeah,
I picked up Jameis Winston just to have in case something happens to Tua because I'm 6-6, so I've got to win these next 2 weeks in order to make the playoffs, and it's 8-man goes to playoffs, so it's a 12-man league, top 8 go. There's no buys, there's no first round buys or nothing like that. It's like they just drop in the top 8, 8 goes to 4, 4 goes to 2, and then there you go.
gotcha.
And so anyway, I picked up Winston, dropped Christian Watson, and I also grabbed the Cincinnati defense and dropped the Miami defense. And I didn't get Cincinnati for this coming weekend, but I looked at their schedule after this weekend. They've got Dallas coming up, and then somebody else really good after that. So I've been rolling with the Colts defense in that league, and then Cincinnati. As I'm going to kind of go back and forth because in that league, Craig, what's been happening is people have been hoarding defenses. I've noticed
Really?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So because it has deep benches, so people have been hoarding defenses, and so like if you don't, because you just kind of have to juke, you know what I mean, like. You got to kind of go with the league
yeah,
you're in and understand what people are doing, and then be able to jump ahead of them, right? And
yeah.
so,
This time of year, though, man, I agree with that strategy. You're
yeah.
trying to get like a week ahead with your defenses.
Hmm.
That's
Yep.
when it's down to critical. If you can find a defense that can put up double-digit numbers, find a kicker that's going to put up double-digit numbers for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's what helps you get through the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. And so the other moves I made, same thing. I dropped Jordan Mason. So I grabbed him, Jordan Mason, just as a spare part, just to have, just in
Yeah,
case something happens to C-Mac, because we saw how good Mason was. And so I dropped him, and so I picked up the Bengals D, as a for next week and the week after, and that's in our League of Champions. And then I also, let's see, I do anything else on that? That's it. So that's how I did in that one. And then in Chuck's league, brother. I was able to do some moves. Let's see what I do. I don't know if anybody else. I don't think everyone else is still sleeping when I did this, but I found I put in 2 waiver claims. I put in one for Taysom Hill, your favorite tight end,
yep,
and I dropped Evan Ingram. So if you need a tight end in that league, you can go get Evan Ingram. I think he'll be available for you on Thursday, so you could get him for Thanksgiving if you want to wake up early and get Evan Ingram. He's all yours. Because I picked up Taysom Hill because I know you don't want him. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
so
You
yeah.
got him.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also got Devonta Smith. Plays for the. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. Plays for the
Right.
Eagles.
He was on the waiver wire.
Yes, and I picked him up and I dropped Xavier Worthy for him. I mean, Worthy's been okay. I just can't trust him. I can trust Devonta Smith more than I can trust Worthy. So
Yeah,
I picked up Devonta Smith,
yeah.
and I and I
He's
used
great.
and I used claims for both of those for Taysom Hill and Devonta Smith,
Cool.
and then like I said earlier, I picked up that defense. I think it was or no, I think I'm all set in that league for defenses. But no, here's what I did. I picked up Matthew Stafford and I dropped Blake Corum. I like Corum. I like to have him there as my handcuff for the Williams guy.
Yep.
Anyway, but I figured if it
Anyone.
I could because I'm rolling with LJ Lamar Jackson, and he's on bye next week. And so I picked up Stafford in advance of that because I'm going to need a quarterback next week.
Yep.
And Stafford has the Buffalo Bills, and they're playing in LA. So that if that turns into a shootout, and Stafford is throwing it to Cup, throwing it to Puka, to try to play back and forth, if that turns into a badass shootout, and
Yeah.
that could be a good play
Yeah.
rolling with Stafford. The only other guy I was looking at was Kirk Cousins because he'll be playing a revenge game and he'll be playing against the Vikings, and so I thought that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So I was going to go with Kirk Cousins if somebody else grabbed Stafford, but I was able to get Stafford, so I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you didn't make any moves this morning, like any
Not yet.
leftovers? You don't.
I'm still eyeballing a few people that
Okay.
thinking about trying to make some adjustments, but
Okay.
been
So
constantly working the bench all year, so
yep.
there's not a ton of fill-ins, but
Yeah. So you haven't been to the fridge to look for any leftovers yet. Smell them, and then take the lid off, smell
yeah,
it, you know.
I did open the fridge this morning.
Yeah, but
I'll
but
admit
but
that.
that
Yeah,
nothing looked appealing, right? So you just
yeah,
opened the fridge and closed
yeah.
it.
We're really
Okay.
hungry, like
Yeah, I'm not that hungry.
it was a no-go.
Yeah. All right, gotcha. Okay, well, so let's talk about guys that we identified off the waiver that we were going to talk about on Monday. So these guys may still be out there. They could still be in the fridge. It looks like not too many people open the fridge door. A lot of people are getting ready for Thanksgiving. So who do you got on quarterback, brother?
Yeah, one that's going to play this Thursday, Cooper Rush. Got,
Hmm.
we do our stars, but I had 2 stars on him. He's not somebody I probably would have put a waiver wire pick in for, but
Yeah,
he's been looking solid lately. He's only 3% owned. Not a lot of believers out there, but
yeah,
he threw for 247 and 2 tutties. The week prior to that, he threw for 354 and 1 tutty. So he's been putting up 20 plus points the last couple games, and he's got the Giants tomorrow. So um, I feel like that he could replicate some of those numbers. 300 plus and a couple tutties.
yeah. Totally agree. I actually grabbed him. I'm doing a couple of those Millionaire Maker $5 entries on DraftKings, and so I ended up going with Cooper Rush, and it's limited to just the teams that are playing on Thanksgiving. It's
Cool.
so that contest, one lineup. Well, anyway, somebody's going to win $1 million, right? And so I threw in 2 lineups together, and on one of the lineups I got Cooper Rush going because he was a cheap quarterback. He was like 5,500 or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we'll see.
Yep.
But yeah, but I agree, Craig. I think he can get the yardage in there. It's just a matter of will he also get the tutties. I guess we'll see. But he's
Yeah.
playing the Giants, so it's possible.
Absolutely.
Could have a
Anything's possible against the Giants, brother.
Yep, exactly. Could have a Thanksgiving miracle there and make somebody a millionaire. So we'll see.
Damn right.
Yep.
I hope it's
All
you.
right. Hope so, brother. That'd be great, man.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I got let's see. I put down Sam Darnold, 66%. I put 3 stars on him. Week 12, he threw for 330 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. And so the reason why I got 3 stars on him is because he's got a really good set of receivers. Justin Jefferson, needs no introduction. I think that Jordan Addison has looked fantastic. I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about him a little bit later,
He's
but
looking strong.
but yeah, he's looking good. And
Yep.
then also homeboy that came back. Let's see, Hawkinson. Hawkinson looks solid. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think he went for 114 yards
yeah,
last week. So,
yeah,
yeah, looking good, man.
hmm
Well, you talked about this with Matt Stafford. I had 3 stars on him. He's definitely one I'd go grab. He's been producing well in that QB2 slot that we've got in
yeah,
the leagues. I've got him sitting in one of those. He's still 32% owned. Like, there's not many people jumping on the Matt Stafford
yeah,
bandwagon for some reason. I mean, he's been a little
right,
up and down, but
yeah.
last week 243, 2 touchdowns. He's been over 20 points the last 4 or 5 games. Give it to me. I'll take it, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, wasn't that the guy you were talking about? I think you were on a cruise ship and you and John were looking for somebody to throw in, and that's the guy you got, right? And he had a good
No,
week
I
for
threw
you?
him off.
Oh, was it Goff? Okay, there you
Yeah,
go. All right.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like Stafford actually might be a good one to handicap golf with. Golf at home,
Yeah,
fantastic. I bet you he does great tomorrow. On
right.
the road, it's a different story, man. So I'm going to
Yeah.
start watching through the playoffs, running with golf.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And I think that Thanksgiving, I think that golf's going to feast tomorrow
Yep,
on Thanksgiving. It's going to be
agreed.
great. Yep. Totally agree, brother. So, all right. So you got Matt Stafford. I'm going to finish up with Jameis Winston. Like I mentioned earlier, I did pick him up. I grabbed him out of the fridge this
Yeah,
morning as a waiver wire leftover. Didn't burn a waiver claim. 15% owned. Has the Broncos in week 13 and the Steelers in week 14. So I don't really care for those 2 games. So I'm not going to play him in those. However, he's got the Chiefs and the Bengals coming up in weeks 15, 16, and I think that those could end up being some shootouts.
yeah,
With so yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's exactly where you want to find yourself. And actually, I may go
yeah,
see if he's sitting out there in the league I need him for to handicap
yeah,
because
uh-huh,
that's exactly what you're looking for, man. Like some of those, you put Jameis in a shootout, and I think you're going to score 30, 40 points with him.
yep,
You know,
exactly,
put him in a bus driver situation, and
uh-huh,
11 points. So
yep,
yeah, that's what you want for him. I like it.
yep. Me too, man. So yeah, if push comes to shove and I really need some points, yeah, that Jameis might be my guy, for 15, 16, especially in the leagues I got Tua in, where I'm just a little nervous. Tua had a really good game last week, but I was really nervous starting him in 2 leagues last weekend. But he worked out great. So
Yeah.
but I just don't know if that's going to last. So I don't know. So he's my insurance policy, Jameis Winston. So
Cool.
all right, let's bump on down to running backs, brother. Who you got?
Yeah, so this one, I'm still keeping my eye on him. Like I told you, I peeked in the fridge this morning. Wasn't
Yeah.
really hungry, but
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be one I'm going to come back to, and it all depends on whether Brian Robertson and Eckler are able to go. Eckler had a concussion. I'm thinking he's probably out.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so. Yeah, he ain't playing.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to play.
Agreed.
Robinson, if his ankle's going to bother him and he's not going to suit up, then McNichols is definitely the guy there. And I
Yeah.
think it's a good play. He's filled in pretty well in the past. When both of those guys were hurt, so he's one I would go back to and expect some good things for him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize Robinson was also banged up. I knew Eckler got a concussion, and usually in the NFL, the way I've seen it work for the past couple of years is once you get a concussion, you're pretty much out one game.
Yeah,
I've only seen like one guy beat it, maybe two guys beat it in the last 2 years.
and that's on a long
So
week.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get Thursday
exactly.
night, you could play the next Sunday night or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I didn't realize that Robinson was also banged up, and he may not play. So if that's the case, if he's got that backfield all to himself, that 1% owned is going to jump up to like 75% owned. So, yeah, for
Good.
sure. Yeah. Well, if the news comes out that both of those guys are out, so that's a guy that, to watch the reports, the Adam Schefter type reports on
Yeah.
Friday, and see if both those guys are ruled out. By all means, yeah. So don't walk, but run to the fridge and grab that leftover out, and have yourself a snack with a
Yep.
Jeremy McNichols. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, I brought Jonathan Brooks to the table. He's a great running back he was the great running back at UT. He's playing for the Panthers now. He barely got any looks in the last game. I think they gave him like 2 carries. That's it. And so, is it safe to say that we've seen a look at him? No. I mean, no one's seen a look at him. A lot of people kept him on their rosters all year, and then now that he's playing, they watched him play one game and said, nope, I'm out. So a ton of people dropped him after holding him for like what, 12 weeks or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't understand the mentality
Yeah.
there. You held on to this guy for 11, 12 weeks, and then, you watch him play one game and got 2 carries and said, that's enough for me. I waited for 12 weeks, but can't wait one more, so I don't get that. But 58% on. He's got the Bucks in week 13, then the Cowboys, who's been very giving to
Yeah.
running backs. Cardinals week 16, and then Bucks again in 17. So I think that's a pretty good schedule setting up. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I mean, Buck's a little tough against the run, but you know,
Uh huh.
yeah, it's really surprising to see people dropping him after one game. That's absolutely ridiculous. Because
Hmm.
and it was that 6 teams on bye.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you needed somebody, and you're like, well, this guy's just he hadn't done shit all year. Um,
Yeah.
that's probably the reason you see him getting dropped because
Yeah.
we haven't seen anything yet to tell whether he's good or bad. I mean, he could be busting off and be your fantasy playoff winner.
Yeah. Could be.
Here. So, yeah, I think that's a great pickup, man.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. I think you got one more, and
Yeah,
then so yeah. So I'll go ahead and go with my guy, and I know you're going to talk about the bus, but
yeah,
let me just get this one out of the way. Tyler Algier,
yeah,
1 star, 31% owned. He's got the Raiders in 15. Redskins week 17, and he would be good if Robinson went down. So obviously we're not
yeah,
hoping Robinson goes down, but if that were to be the case, this guy could be a really solid ad. So he's somebody to stick on the end of the bench. If you have the spot, let's just say you're carrying somebody who's already on IR and you just haven't dumped them for whatever reason. Go ahead and dump your dead weight and grab Tyler Algier and just stick him there on the end of the bench and see what happens.
yeah.
So
I agree with that, man. I think at this point in the season, every Robinson owner needs to have Algier on
yeah,
the bench because there's
oh
not a
for
lot of
sure.
drop off. Like
Hmm.
Robinson's a better running back, but
Yeah.
um, there's not much production drop off if you
No.
are 100% Algier. So
Yep.
yeah, he's definitely a great handicap. Yeah, speaking of handicaps, and this week
Yeah.
I think with J.K. out,
Yep.
uh, is he out? I know
He's out.
he is out.
He's out. It's a knee injury. It's not considered significant, like an IR type injury, but he's definitely going to miss this game. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if hop aboard the Gus bus, right, Craig?
Yep. Get on the Gus bus, man. And this
Yeah.
one, I think this one's actually headed in the right direction. It might take you to a good part of town.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
like he got in there, only got 9 carries, but 11 yards on him. Still got a tutty.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm willing to buy a ticket for the Gus Bus this weekend.
Yep. Agreed, brother. Yeah, you want to stay on the Gus bus too long, but you can ride, for one day on the Gus bus this Sunday. Hop
Yep,
on the bus, see where it takes you.
absolutely.
All right, brother. All right, let's bounce on down to wide receivers. I see a familiar name there. Who you got on the first slot?
Yeah, man. Some people might have heard this dude, Adam
Uh huh.
Thielen.
Okay.
He's back. He
Yep.
had a pretty bad hamstring tear.
Right.
Still 20%, 27% owned. So
Uh
some
huh.
people are still hanging on to him, I think, man, because no other excuse for that other than the familiar name. He only had 3 catches,
Right.
57 yards, pretty pedestrian, but we've seen him have some really good games, and uh,
Yeah.
you know, they're struggling for people to really throw the ball to.
Yeah.
You keep on seeing
Carolina. Right.
you
Carolina. That's where
keep
he's
on
at. Yeah.
seeing random names pop up in Carolina.
Yep.
Uh, catching the ball. So they traded off Mingo. Like there's not a lot of options there. So I think
Deontay Johnson. They got rid of him.
got rid of
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
Um, Somebody named Davis, was it Cade Davis? Somebody like Davis went off this last week.
Yeah.
Bet you Thielen's got a few good games in him coming up.
Agreed. Yeah. So there's not a lot of guys to throw to, and it seems like they've been running with I can't remember the guy's name, the quarterback, like the rookie that they drafted last year or so. They
Yeah,
went back to him,
Bryce
didn't they?
Young. Yeah,
Bryce Young. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. There you go. Adam Thielen. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about Jordan Addison, 69% owned. So he's right underneath our 70% threshold, and that's 69% on the Yahoo side. So I'm assuming he's not 69% or lower on the ESPN side, but so he made our threshold on the Yahoo side. He's a great wide receiver, Craig. I gave him three
yeah,
stars, 69% owned. In week 12, he caught 8 of 9 targets, so very efficient for 162 yards and a touchdown. I think he's got the skills to be the next Chris Godwin.
yeah,
I
yeah.
he's got that that look to him. I think he could be the next Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I mean,
Yep.
77. I just had to go. You made me look. I
Yeah.
just went and checked it out. 77% owned in ESPN.
On ESPN. Okay.
Yeah, 100% owned in all the leagues I play in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just not out there.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
surprised that he's not in the 90s in
Me too.
both
Yeah.
these leagues. So,
Yep.
go find him and take him and
Yeah.
run with him if he's out there in
Right.
your league.
Yep.
Cool, man. One name that keeps on showing up, and I figured out why. Is
Yeah.
this Nick Westbrook Ikhine or Ikhine? Ikhine?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's fine. It's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll figure it out. There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to say it either because he's only 7% owned.
We'll
Uh,
just call him Heine. How about that?
I like it. Yeah, Westbrook Heine.
Heine. Okay.
Yep. He went 2 for 48, 1 touchdown. He has a touchdown in 6 of the last 7 games.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's why I keep on seeing this guy's name is because he's in the
Yep.
end zone with the ball.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
They showed at
Play,
least twice on red zone.
plays for the Titans, and
Yep.
so I think that whoever they got quarterbacking nowadays seems to find him a lot. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They traded off D Hop, so
Yep.
I think this guy's benefiting from it.
Totally, brother. Yeah, I completely agree. And only 7% owned. Wow, that's going to change big time. I think that he was definitely I think a ton of people got him last night. So I'd imagine that 7% probably is up towards 47% by now. I bet he went up by 40%.
Yeah.
So, yep. Well, good, man. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he's definitely getting the ball. He's definitely seen the looks and definitely scoring touchdowns. So,
Yep.
yeah, if you want a wide receiver who's going to get you a touchdown, that's your guy.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Last up, I got Keenan Allen. We do share the last name with the guy. He's fantastic. I've been a big Keenan Allen fan for many, many years, Craig. 3 stars, 63% owned. In week 12, he caught 9 of 15 targets. So Caleb Williams was, man, just throwing the ball to Keenan Allen like they were playing catch out there, man.
Yep.
15 targets. That's a ton of targets. He caught 9 of them for 86 yards and a touchdown. And so he's got the Lions on Thanksgiving, and then he has the Vikings in week 15, and then the Lions again in week 16. So, yeah, I mean, if Caleb can keep connecting with him, this could be a nice little time for him to do a run here at the end. I mean, I know they got DJ Moore out there, and I actually played DJ Moore in one of my leagues last weekend, and it was one of those leagues where, like, I hadn't played DJ Moore in forever, but I just needed to,
Yeah.
because I didn't have anybody else because of all those buys, and then sure enough, DJ Moore got me like 24 points, so I'm glad I did that. That worked out
Yeah.
great. So, but yeah, Keenan Allen, he could do the same thing for you. He can get you 24, this
Yeah.
weekend. You never know, or tomorrow on Thanksgiving.
He's always a tough decision
Yeah,
for me in one of my leagues. I've got 3 or 4 great wide receivers, so it's
yeah,
hard for him to really
uh
you know,
huh,
make a spot on my lineup, especially as inconsistent as he's been. But
right,
it's hard to argue with 15 targets. Like some
yeah,
you got to figure out which game he's going to get those 15 targets. But he's sure to, he'll grab them. And
yep.
this might be a good week to play him. It'd be kind of fun watching him tomorrow.
It would be. I love having Thanksgiving players. That's why I'm kicking around playing Jamison Williams for the Lions, because I think that would be kind of fun, to
Yeah.
watch him playing, tomorrow morning at or tomorrow afternoon at noon. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Maybe it kicks off at 11:30. I think
I think it was 11:30.
yeah. So 11:30, wake up. You got the turkey in the oven. You're watching Jamison Williams catch a ton of passes from Goff and score some touchdowns. That'd be fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
So, yep. All right. Well, so let's bounce on over to tight ends, brother. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna start us off with Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
67% owned, so he's just below that threshold where we're looking at. But last week, 6 targets
Uh-huh.
or 6 grabs for 38 yards and a tutty.
Right.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat the other day that I think he's had the most, like maybe the second most targets of any tight end over the last 3 or 4 games.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
he's definitely getting looks there, and
Yeah.
he's been productive.
Yeah. He had a big game recently, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Against the Cowboys, right? He had a big
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree, brother. Yeah, that's a good one. He's a guy that I picked up and I thought about playing him, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna play him. I dropped him, got somebody else, but I almost did.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. If you need a tight end, that's your guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
agree. Okay. So I've got Janunu Smith. He's at 70. He's right at our threshold.
Yeah.
So 70% owned. Week 12, he caught 9 of 11 targets for 87 yards and a touchdown. And man, the guy's just been putting up numbers week in, week out. Ever since Tua came back from his own concussion, he's been throwing the ball to Janunu Smith. I think that I think that's I guess a product of him being cautious and not wanting to get another concussion. And so usually when quarterbacks find themselves in trouble, they'll either take off running or they'll hit the tight end.
Yeah.
So what he's been doing is hitting the tight end. And so
Okay.
who's been benefiting? Janunu Smith.
Right.
And who's been suffering? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has not done jack this season compared to the Tyreek Hill that I drafted. I drafted Tyreek Hill to be cheetah. You know what I mean? Be running down that field, getting
Me too.
125 plus yards a game, a touchdown every other week. I haven't seen that. Where's that Tyreek Hill? I know he hurt his hand, so maybe his hand hurts or something. But yeah, we have not. He's been a bust as far as I'm concerned.
I can't agree more, man. Luckily, I only ended up with, I kind of had that strategy. All right,
Uh-huh.
Tyreek in one league. I'm not drafting him in any other,
Same here. Same here. I got him in one league.
Luckily, just in one league.
Yep. Same
pretty
here.
Strong receiving there, too. I've still been playing him. He's still been putting up
Yeah.
numbers. But, there's a chance he might find a spot on my bench. But I agree, man. Like that Juno Smith, we talked about him a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I picked him up, played him, and was rewarded for doing that. This last week. I'm gonna take a look at the matchup and feel like if it's gonna keep going or not. At this
Yeah.
point, like you mentioned, I feel like Tua's erring on the side of caution a little bit, not hanging in the pocket as much to hit Tyreek down the field and just dumping it off to Janu Smith. And I mean that dude could take it to the house from anywhere on the field too.
Yeah.
We saw that last
He's
year.
good. Yeah. For sure.
For a 2-yard pass and took it 80 yards to the end zone. So
Who did he play for last year? Was it the Patriots? I forget.
I know he's been a Patriot.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay.
doesn't
Well,
matter.
anyway, he's a Dolphin now.
He's a
Okay,
Dolphin now. That's right.
got it. Okay.
All right.
All
So
right. Who else you
here's
got?
another one that I've been watching, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to really pull the trigger, but the dude seems to be getting more balls,
Uh huh.
coming his way. Noah Gray.
Yeah.
Kelsey seems to be having you talk about Tyreek Hill not having a great year. Kelsey's not,
No.
that top drive, tight
No.
end
No.
in the third round anymore.
He's more like fifth best, or maybe worse. As far as
Yeah,
tight ends go. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and he hasn't been finding the end zone.
Nope.
Well, Noah Gray found the end zone twice this last week, 4 catches,
Huh.
66 yards, and 2 tutties.
Yeah. All
It
right.
seems like when um, I'm going blank when
Taylor Swift.
Holmes, yeah, when Holmes airs it out, it's
Yeah.
like either to Worthy or to Noah Gray. It's
Yeah.
crazy. He throws
Right.
50-yard bombs. Noah Gray doesn't catch a lot of them, but he'll bomb it out there. So it's just a matter of time before he has another game like this.
Well, maybe Kelsey's drawing double coverage, and so that leaves Noah Gray open along with Worthy, because they got also on D Hop, so
Yeah,
the coverage is draping D Hop and Kelsey. So
right.
who's that leave open? Uh,
Yeah, Worthy and Noah Gray.
yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yep.
Worthy and Gray. So there you go, man.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, good call, brother. All right. So one more time. Taysom Hill, 62%. I'm going to keep talking about him until he's over 70%. This will probably be the last week I'm able to talk about him. But three
Yeah.
stars. He's got the Rams in week 13. He's coming off a 50 plus points fantasy week in week 11. He had a bye week 12, so he's rested up, ready to pound some more. So I'm gonna, until he stops doing this, I'm gonna play him.
Hey,
I'm gonna see what's happening, brother. Let's
I
go.
don't, I don't blame you, man. Like,
Yeah,
why not?
yeah.
The reason I don't like him is his inconsistency. Like he'll
Hmm.
puts up 51 week, and then you go pick him up and you play him, and he puts up a point and a half. And
Yeah. Hey man, I might get burned, brother. I know you've been burned. I might get burned this weekend, but I'm doing it anyway because
yeah,
you guy who puts up 50 plus fantasy points, I can't just not play him. I'm ready to take the chance of getting burned. But hey, if I get burned, I got burned. But if he puts up 60 this coming week, I'm not going to say, well, maybe 50 wasn't enough for me. I left him on my bench and said, yeah. Then he puts up 60 the next week. I mean, come on. Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna ride this train while it's hot, brother.
There you go. All right.
So, yep. All right, that's it for tight ends. All right, let's talk about some defenses, brother. Who you like to stream this week?
Yeah, I'm bringing one to the table, and that's the Cowboys.
Okay.
Their special teams went nuts last week
Oh yeah. Oh
against
yeah.
the former Redskins. Um,
Yep.
they scored what 23 points. I think they had, and I didn't even finish the game because I was at the airport, but I didn't know that they did an onside, and the dude picked it and ran it for a touchdown. So that's two
Yep.
TDs from the defense. They got the
That's what
Giants
happened.
up.
Yeah, it was legit. I loved watching that. He
Yeah,
grabbed that touchdown, and because they had just come back with an improbable comeback,
yeah,
to tie the game up, and then sure enough, that they fielded the onside kick and boom, ran it right in, nail in the
yep.
coffin. Yeah, that was
Beautiful.
exciting. Yep, very
Absolutely
good.
beautiful.
Yep.
Uh, but sometimes that defense gets going, man, and
Yeah.
against the Giants with Danny DeVito,
Uh huh.
quarterback. I
Yep.
feel like that dude's
Yeah.
airborne. Uh,
Okay. How many stars?
3 stars.
All right, I'll put 3 on there. Okay,
Yeah,
you got it, brother. 3 stars. Okay, very good. Yeah, I like the Cowboys D. I think they're set up good
yep.
to play well tomorrow for sure. All right, I got the let's see. I'm going to talk about the Colts against the Patriots. And so I've been streaming defenses against the Patriots lately, and it's worked out really well. I streamed a defense against the Patriots. I think it was was it the Dolphins? I think, yeah, Dolphins defense this past weekend, and it worked out great. Yeah, they
Yep.
kicked some butt. They got me a ton of points. So I'm gonna keep that same philosophy going with the Colts, and it's 2 stars. So
Nice.
that's what I'm rolling with. How about you, brother? Any other defenses?
Um, you got the Bucks down here. I agree with
Yeah, yeah.
against the
Talk about the
Panthers,
Bucks.
man. Just
Yep.
it's kind of the same against the Patriots. Just play your team against the Panthers.
Yep.
They've got a decent defense, and the Bucks do
Yeah.
good enough, So I think
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
play.
So these are the 4 teams that we like to pick on, as far as, Patriots, Giants, and you just said Panthers. one more that's easy to pick on is the Titans, and I'm
Yeah,
going with the Redskins D. It's 3 stars because the Titans have been terrible. However, word of caution though, because the Titans actually have been, like we talked about earlier, scoring a lot of points with that Nick Westbrook Akine. It
yeah,
does kind of seem like that their quarterback Levi's is kind of coming on a bit. So I would kind of be a little cautious about the Redskins D, but I would say that in that order, I would say that probably the Dallas D would be what, 4 stars. We'll give them 4 stars, right?
yeah.
So we'll give them 4 stars, and we'll give the Colts 3 stars. So that'd be our next choice, and then we'll give the Bucks 2 stars. That's good, and then the Redskins D, we're gonna give that one 1 star because so go in that order. So if you're out there, if you're opening up the fridge and you see Dallas in there, grab yourself a plate of Dallas. And then if it's looking empty, then get you a Colts, and just
Yep.
go in that order. So Dallas, Colts, Bucks, then Redskins.
Like it.
So there
Like
we
it.
go. All right, let's talk about kickers, brother. Who's your
Cool.
flavor of the week?
Man, my flavor of the week is Spencer Strader. Ever heard of him?
No.
Yeah, I had to put KC next to him, so I remembered that he's the KC kicker.
Yeah. There you go. Nice.
Because butt kicker,
Yeah.
on the IR or out, something like that. Something happened.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Got his butt kicked.
Yeah, he got his butt kicked.
All right.
But I was looking back. Vegas last week
Yeah.
gave up 22 points to the kicker.
Okay.
Gave up 11 points, 12 points, then 10 points. Kind of working backwards. So
All right.
got double digits against Vegas the last 4 games.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're finding a trend. Okay. I
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Okay.
And then, KC can move the ball.
Oh yeah.
So a couple of those drives stall out, and he pops in a couple field goals plus your extra points. Man, I think he's going to get you, another double-digit week.
Yeah, agreed, brother. Yeah, so I guess if you're feeling a little shaky about your kicker in his matchup, give the KC kicker a try, Spencer Strader. So not exactly a household name right now, but yeah, totally agree, brother. I like that trend you spotted, brother. I like
Yeah.
it. It looks good. Okay. All right, so I just got these two guys that Chase. We know all about Chase. We talked about him a
Yep.
lot. Both you and I love this guy.
Yep.
He's got the Panthers coming up. I got a feeling that the Bucks can move the ball in the Panthers. He's only 30% owned, so he's out there in 70% of leagues. I think I've got him going on like at least 2 or 3 of my 5 squads. So I'm all in on Chase. Love the guy.
Yep. Same.
And then the
Yeah.
last one. You want to talk about this guy?
Well, I was
Okay.
going to say, man, I agree with this.
Yeah.
Because this
Right.
is the same philosophy that what's his name, McManus let us down, but
Yeah.
the last 5 or 6 Bears games, they've given up
Yeah.
multi-digit, double-digit points to kickers. So,
Yep.
I love this play, and I think the Lions are going to move the ball all over the Bears tomorrow. So, and
Yep.
and this guy, what was he doing? Selling bricks 6 months ago. Now he's kicking in the NFL. Freaking love it.
Yeah. Jake Bates.
Yep.
Yeah, I love having a Lions kicker on Thanksgiving. It's just kind of fun, in a dome. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Cool. All right, brother. Well, it wraps up the show. I think we're coming up on 40 minutes. So we had an extended version of Trust Me, Bro, right in advance of Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yep.
So, well, good luck in your matchups. You've got 3 games tomorrow. We've got the Lions, of course, versus the Bears. We've got the Cowboys versus the Giants, and then at night we've got the Dolphins. Who they playing? The Dolphins game. Isn't that us playing Thursday night?
I can't
Thursday
remember.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Dolphins playing somebody.
Yeah.
And then let's see. We've got the Black Friday game at 2 p.m. Central. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't remember if it's in Vegas or KC, but hopefully Vegas, because that'd be a lot of fun to go to a Black Friday game in Vegas. If you lived out there, that'd be fantastic.
That would be awesome.
So, yep. All right. Well, very good, brother. And then, of course, after that, we've got all day on Sunday with the Red Zone channel, and then Monday Night Football. So we'll be back at you next Monday night to wrap up how Week 13 in the NFL went. So,
yeah. Well, good luck, brother.
you all right? You too, brother.
I'm gonna go take a look in the fridge, see what I can find, and
Yep.
and hopefully put that on the Thanksgiving table tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Well, serve up something good for your fantasy squads and win out these next 2 weeks and make the playoffs in all your leagues, brother.
That's it. You too, brother. All right, man.
All right, my man.
Talk to you next Monday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.